Hello, everybody, and a happy Thursday to you, and welcome to the Daily Lighting Critique. We've got 2 videos to go through and a handful of still images. We've got Kat and Ruby on live. So hello, Kat and Ruby. All right. Okay, so we're going to start off right here with these 2 video files. So the first one is Hisham's. So this is a lovely take at an interior of a car. We've got a couple reference images, one from Ladybird. I'm not quite sure what the bottom one is, but these are really great references, and it's so important to look at these specifically for car scenes, and it's even more important to look at some moving files as well, like to actually look at videos on YouTube, because what you're going to see is like you're going to get the feeling of things passing by and kind of a pace at it. And you can use that to help drive the mood of the scene. So if it's like a stressful thing going on, you can make more breakup and have more light and dark flashes on the outside. Or you can, like in this type of scene where it's just kind of somber and it's just like, you can make it a slower transition. The other big thing with interior car lighting scenes is that it doesn't fully matter. It's going to sound silly, but it doesn't 100% matter where like the sunlight or the key light position is, because the way that a car is structured, you're going to get more light coming in from the window side and a little bit from the front too. And it's always going to be darker on the interior. So even if the sun was over here and the sun was coming in this way, all of that would be in shadow, and the light coming in this way would all be secondary bounce light, but that would be stronger than what was inside the car. It's just kind of the way it works. So when you have 2 characters sitting, they both are getting lit from the outside. So you've got that in here too, which is nice because you want that direction to be happening from this way. I love the depth of field. I love the framing elements that you've got going on here. I think all of that is working really, really well. The couple areas that I would, like a super subtle one that I think is nice is the way that the phone pops on as he pulls it away from his face, because that's actually like a thing. Like your phone, the screen is off when it's closed, but when it loses that proximity detector, it actually pops on. I thought that was a lovely little detail. You've also got some great breakup in the specular highlights here on the cheek, which I think works out really well, and also some like little subtle warmth and subsurface there in the ear. The areas that I think that could be improved upon is I think we could get more motion going past. Again, like imagine they drive through a shadow and there's like a patch of light and dark, so they're kind of like, it almost it doesn't have to go like light dark light, and like it's almost just like a pulsing of light on the outside. The way you kind of have it on the inside, like if you look on the screen right side, right, I guess that's more him moving his head. But yeah, so that would be one. I would add more motion of the light, because right now it feels a little static. Number 2 is I think we can get some more, because again with this window being open from the front, I think we can push more warm fill light into the core center of the face, and then I would tone down this amount of light over here. This little bit of rim is good on the back of his head just to get a little bit of that blue color in, but the amount of rim that's happening there is, or fill or whatever that is a little, it's too strong. I would take that down a little bit. But the animation is great. The overall setup is great. The background looks great. The depth of field on the far background might be a little bit strong. I would maybe take that back 20-30%, see where that is. That's not really anything on the car. I think the car looks great, just like the far background stuff. I'm also realizing that the movement in the background makes it feel like the car is turning in circles. Like it doesn't feel like we're driving past something. It looks like it's rotating almost, the way, because the background is moving like left to right. It's moving, like this way. So it almost feels like we're in a roundabout and just going around in a circle. So if that was the case, the light would shift. If not, I would consider changing the way that the background moves. Just a thought. Kat and Ruby, do you guys have any thoughts? Do either of you have any thoughts?
I was just thinking maybe putting some bump or something on the headrests, because they're reflecting really flat.
Oh yeah, that like a nice like leather bump in there would be good, or pleather or whatever they use. Yeah, it's a good call. Also, there's something just super small, but there's something very sharp, like very in focus, right down here on the side. I'm not sure what it is. Just be on the lookout for that. It might be the edge of the windshield or something.
Would there be more reflections on the window, on the outside of the window?
Yes, but I don't want to distract too much. Give it a try. If you have a reflection pass in there, go ahead and try and get that going.
Maybe not the windshield, but like the side window.
Yeah, yeah. There would be more in there. Yeah, you would see more of the reflection of the character, and you could try it on the windshield itself. It's just like what you end up doing is kind of masking it. Like you'll create like a mask in here, and you just darken it around the character, so it kind of just happens here and here. It doesn't have to be like super heavy mask, but it's like enough so you don't really get a lot of stuff passing over top of the character and their performance.
I really like the shot, and the animation is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
The only note that I'm kind of thinking, I feel like the hair is too reflective.
Yeah.
In some parts, like right there,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like a lot of specularity coming through.
Yeah, and it's also, yeah, you're right. So the hair is just kind of like, it's like a bouncing shape. I think we kind of probably want to tone down and don't want to draw too much attention to it. You're pretty. So I think you're definitely right, Ruby. It's a good call. But yeah, it's very well animated. This is a fun shot, and you're like, it's really close. I think those are great notes. You too. All right, great. Let's hop over into Kaya's. So this was cool. I like the very stoic character, just like chilling out within a fire when clearly somebody is on fire back behind her. Like I don't know, you can just see the legs like riling back there. It's a very stoic character. In terms of the lighting, a few things that popped out at me when I was first seeing it. I think we can definitely get some more animation from the flashing fire on the. I can see a little bit on the gun. Oh, I just changed something. Try to just refresh this. There we go. So you can see a little bit of the light from the flames on the gun, but I would really like she's surrounded by an inferno, and you'd expect like the rims to pick that up a little bit, especially on her a little bit. And then there's a little bit of inconsistency from the color of the light from the fire. Like I assume that's what this is, and it's very, very red. And then down here I see some like very, very yellow parts, and I guess I see it in there. So it's more like, you know, add more of that, but also I would have it match more of that orange color of the flame, and not be quite so blood red in some of these other areas. What was I gonna say? Oh, and then I would, because of the warmth of the fire and everything, I love this level of coolness on her face for the fill area, but I do think that we can squeeze in some of that warm light in here and get some warm light on the face as well. Because now her skin, again, depending on the mood that we want to create for the character, her skin does feel very devoid of saturation, and she feels a little metallic and robotic as well. But this is a really, really, really good start. And same thing with Ruby's note on the last one. The hair feels a little bit too strong and metallic up there. I'll open it up to Ruby and Kat. Do you all have any ideas? Any thoughts? Yeah, I think it's looking good. I just noticed like this thing dangling. I don't know what that is. It's crazy.
I wonder where she got the background from.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great. And it seems like outside is like 4 steps away. Like she could just run away. Like get out of the flames, man.
Get out.
Get out. All right, cool.
The armor's kind of weird, but I'm not sure how it's supposed to look. Some of it just looks really plasticky versus the rest looking metallic, but I know a lot of these kind of robotic game characters have a lot of mixed substance armor, so
Yeah, because that's a good call. Like just you may want to take a pass at that because that does look like more like a muted armor thing going on there. So just thought.
Yeah, and there's some parts like I don't know if the yellow that's on the armor it's like part of the color of the armor, or is it like the light reflecting?
Yeah.
It moves.
Yeah, because like some of these, like this looks like a reflection. That's something else, but like this almost looks like a light source, as does this one, and I'm not quite sure. That's a really good call.
Yeah,
and then, like,
those are probably in the
same
of
thing
light
there.
sources, I would think.
Yeah, there, and like the little tip of the nozzle too.
Just seems to me like there, and I think you mentioned it, but just that there'd be a lot more movement in the lighting on her because it's kind of hard to tell where the lighting on her is coming from.
Yeah, and yeah. There's a little bit coming in back behind here, but you expect some more up there too. It's really just like she's kind of surrounded by these flames, so they'd be kind of coming in and out, and a little bit brighter here and there. But good stuff, man. All right, cool. Let's hop into our still images, and we will. Oh yeah, we will actually. Ruby will move to yours, then we'll go to Kaya and Theo. So. How are you feeling about this?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too.
So I really like the extension on the light on the left side that we did.
Yeah.
Like Jordan suggested.
Yeah.
I really like how the pillars are looking there with the haze and the reflection. It kind of feels like a yin yang type of thing with the purple and the yellow with all the increase in the lights.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure if those light bulbs were like up to the brightness that you were thinking, or if I went too far.
No,
or...
I think they are. I think the thing about it is that I'm realizing now, and I should have said this, but I wasn't thinking. Was that they're let's just try something. I think their saturation and hue is like is pretty much on point with the light coming in from the top, and I'm wondering if I'm wondering if we shouldn't try and make those like a little bit warmer or something back in there, just like a touch. Just see if that works. And then let's see. Actually. No. Let's keep them as is. I think that's wrong. I think that was a bad idea. The only other thing that I would change is there's these few like vertical sticks that come up right here or something. That comes up?
Yeah, those are the grass. The grass.
Yeah,
plants.
I
Is
would.
that their brand?
I would.
I had them removed in the previous one, and I forgot to take this on the last render I did.
All right, then great. Okay, cool. Then I would just take those out, and that's all I would do because I think the trees and the darkness on the right and the like little bit of the fence that we see right here does a really great job of framing everything. So. That's it, man. Kat, do you have any suggestions? I think this looks really good.
My only question, I may have missed this in one of the other lighting critiques, but the row of like lights to the right, are those supposed to be like street lights or lamps? Or is that reflecting off of something?
No,
Because
it's
I'm-
supposed to be like a row of bulbs.
Oh, okay.
But that's actually from the background image. So,
Right. It just, for some reason, maybe it just wasn't as bright before. But other than that, I mean, because I was just trying to figure out what those were from. Other than that, I think it's cool. I think it looks really good.
Yeah. I'm also just playing around with these because I was just curious if maybe if we wanted to push.
Would there be a way to maybe tie in those bulbs, like maybe put one by the house or something? Just because it's kind of like they're there, but there's nothing linking them to the house. But I don't know if they would be. Maybe it's just the road because I see the truck kind of stuck.
I think it's okay that it's off the beating path a little bit. The only thing that I was thinking was that maybe it's the headlights of the truck are the same as these back here. So I think just because they're further back in space, I think you should make the truck a little bit brighter. Like just like this. More in there.
Same color though.
Same color. Just make an intensity thing so that they're brighter as they're closer and they go a little bit darker as we go back.
Okay.
And you could, I mean, if you want to create more depth, you could do that really subtly in the lights too. Like make one a little brighter than the next. This is really good. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I think everything else though, like overall the image looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really blending together well. It's cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, let's take a look at, we'll do Theo and then Kaya. Much better on the color in the foreground. The snow right around the house looks better, but now this is the tough balance. Now it's like a touch too dark. So just like bring, like whatever you did the last time, like wherever it was before, and then you dropped it down, just like nudge this up a little bit. I think we'll be where we need to be. I like the value of this light. I think the glow can come down a little bit because now that we've made it a little bit darker. And then if there's any way to just, it's odd. There's like a little bit of a hard line right here. If there's any way to create like what the appearance of maybe a little bit of a shadow or like a lip from the snow onto that rock, I think that would be good. And same thing back in here. Maybe, if you can. If not, like that might just be like a 2D thing. And then if you had the separate AOV out for the house itself, I would pull back the specularity like a touch. Because it's really, really nice that it's there. It just starts to feel a little bit metallic. Everything else I think is looking really good. I'll open this up now. Kat? Ruby, what do you all think? I love the subtle warmth of the cabin, by the way. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think this one's probably close to done. But yeah, I can't really see anything that needs to get tweaked.
I agree.
Yeah, it looks really good. The only thing that I just don't know, like at the very tippy point of the cabin, it kind of blends, but I don't know if it's me or my computer.
Are you talking about like up here?
With the background. Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Yeah,
there's enough. I can see enough distinction on my end to help separate that out. Yeah, I think it's cool. All right, great.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
You've done a really good job balancing those white values and getting some subtle distinction in there. It's great. Yeah. All right, Kaya, sorry to, because circling back here on your other one. It's looking good. I see more warmth. I'm seeing some more bounce in here. I think we can push the bounce just a touch more. And there's something to, I think, let me just play with it real quick. I'm going to try and see if getting some more dark values in the closer foreground would help, because I love the haze, but I think that it's heavy enough now where it's almost kind of like overtaking everything, and I almost want to push it back behind our little giraffe character. Let me do this way, because I think that by keeping it very lifted in the foreground, I think we're kind of losing it. So I think I would increase the bounce light a little bit more, and then just remove a little bit of that haze in the foreground so that we can maintain some of these dark values, but just like get awful arrow. Just get a little bit more in there. Sorry, trying with the mouse again. Nope, don't like it like that. There we go. That's a little better. Trying to think if you can find. It would really benefit the shot if you had any like stock image of dust particles floating. I think that by adding something like that could really, really, really be cool. Even just keeping the still frame, keeping everything else still, just like getting those floating in there would be really nice. Unfortunately, we don't have any in our library, but that could be something we could work on because I think that comes up a few times. Yeah, if anybody listening to this has a good source for some dust stock photography or videos, let me know and we'll reach out to them. Yeah, Ruby, Kat, you guys got anything?
It's super cute. I really like it.
So,
I think that the note that you said about bringing the foreground a little bit darker, it really makes a big change.
yeah, and I think one other really minor one is that so dumb. The crayons all feel like they're the same color. I wonder if we could like alter those a little bit so one feels a little more yellow or red or green or whatever. Because we see a whole bunch of colors in here, and it would just be kind of nice to see that replicated. Okay, cool. All right, well, that is all for today. Ruby and Kat, thank you both so much. You are amazing. And Ruby, thank you for sharing your camera. Kat, you don't have to, but I'm encouraging them more lately because I'm realizing just more in life in general with these virtual meetings that it's better. Like more and more people are hiding their faces, and I'm like, it's a little better when we show them if we can. But like I know people are like on the move a lot, and being on the on the West Coast, I know it's earlier. That's a lot more to ask of somebody at 10 a.m. So don't worry about it. But yes. Yeah, but thank you both very much for your contributions. They made the images better, and I appreciate it.
Cool.
All
I'll
right, great.
see you all
Thank you.
tomorrow.
All right, see you all tomorrow. All right, be good. Have a great day,
Bye.
everybody. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.